So let's talk about some other things that don't make sense when you talk about the globe and the biblical cosmology. But before we do that, everything that I just told you about leaving the earth, I want to segue back to what I started on about the church and the mosque shaping like the flat earth. And here's why. Check this out, right?
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Watch this. If you look at a UFO ship, the original UFO ship was the church and the mosque. You can't make this up. They took this whole new concept of a UFO ship right here. That's some new degradation and plagiarization of the truth.
Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga!
Now, the original concept of the UFO ship, the thing that we used to get in, that used to let us leave the earth, here it is right here. We built these churches and mosques as like projection ports. When we used to go into these churches, we would go into these things to get out of our body. And that's why you see all of the gods ascending through the dome.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's London Man. Bro Sanchez and the Flat Earth community keeps on talking about a dome. Let's see what the ancestors thought about this concept in the ancient times of a dome. Let's see what they thought about the construct and the shape. Well, what do we have here? Ancient conceptions of our realm from our ancestors. It took me a while, but I realized once I stepped out of flat earth that they are not showing me a dome, they are showing me a sphere.
Ascending through the dome.
My thoughts exactly, soldier boy. I'm yet to see a dome. All I can see is spheres and concentric spheres inside of spheres. Nevertheless, I want to stick to this segment, UFO lens. I know that's what you came for. We can get back to the dome and the globe after. LAYLOW.
So, LAYLOW has detected an unusual body in space called 3I Atlas.
I've been working a grave shift and I ain't made shit. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly.
I swear.
It seems Kanye West was banned from Twitter in 2022 for exposing the UFO cult. If you ask me, I think he's exposing the lens cult. Let's go.
My manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him. After I fuck the manager up, then I'm gonna shorten the register up. Let's go back to the gap. Look at my check, wasn't no scratch. So if I stole, wasn't my fault. Yeah, I stole, never got caught. They take me to the...
So even NASA is starting to say Atlas resembles some type of flying saucer. Is that so?
And he speculates that it is actually a spaceship. He claims that it may pass between Mars and Earth.
So interesting, because we have now pretty clear confirmation that 3I Atlas is much more alive, you could say, than it was just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, because it has a very clear tail and it has these jets and it has this large diffuse coma.
So it would seem 3I Atlas has a tail now. Let's take a look and see what it represents. If the interstellar comet 3I Atlas has a tail, maybe we can find the lens with a tail. Here, let's take a look. Bingo, the Highload Canal. I guess this would be the tail of the lens, just like 3I Atlas has a tail.
Now this is the phase just before I dug into what was in the very center of it. Check this out. Different colors, different temperatures, things like that. And you're seeing this green glow. Now these colors, we really can't go by what they're saying. It's just part of the filtration of digging through and looking at the object. But notice this red band around this side of it. And then we'll go back to the first image. But then as I zoomed in, looked closer, then we started to see inside it. Look at this. What do you see? Comets, or the object atlas is moving to the left. They're calling it has an anti-tail now here. This is just a glare. This is an anti-tail, which is no tail. Anti-tail, which is no tail, coming off the other side. Now, I'm going to increase it. But guys, what we are looking at again, I did not take one section like you see in the center of whatever we are looking at. Look at this. Does it look like an egg, an embryo to you?
Yes, it does look like an egg, embryo, with some kind of tail attached to it. Once again, correlations between the interstellar object 3i atlas and the human eye. The lens, to be more precise. Matter of fact, let's zoom in on this diagram of the human eye to locate the egg and tail. Bingo! Egg and tail. You know they say the truth is in the movies, right? Here, let's take a look.
You're not applying yourself, son. There's got to be something else.
Well, there isn't. It just says, the heart of Atlantis lies in the eyes of her king.
The heart of Atlantis lies in the eyes of her king. This is it. We're in.
Brooke, for the last time, you've got to listen to me.
Entering the Earth's atmosphere. We're at 400,000 feet, traveling 34,800 feet per second.
As Orion began tearing through the atmosphere, friction heated the air, creating a fireball of plasma, blocking communication with Earth.
Time to splash down, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
An orange glow, just as signal was lost. Through the worst of it, but not there yet. 6 miles up, the first of Orion's 11 parachutes got to work. The first of Orion's 11 parachutes got to work. The first of Orion's 11 parachutes got to work.
Uh-oh, there's that 11. I wonder what the Black Sheep researcher thinks about the 11s.
It's a hidden 11. And that's when you know something is a bit whoa when 11 gets involved.
6 miles up, the first of Orion's 11 parachutes got to work. First 2 drogues checked its speed from 350 to 150 miles an hour.
And Houston, we're visual 2 drogues out the window.
Before its 3 main chutes deployed, slowing it to a gentle 17. Before its 3 main chutes deployed, slowing it to a gentle 17. Before its 3 main chutes deployed, slowing it to a gentle 17. The lives of the crew hanging from 240 Kevlar threads.
Good 3 main chutes, good reefing, good descent rate. Good 3 main chutes, good reefing, good descent rate.
And this one I'll figure it out at some point. But even the real life so-called stories that we have of the astronauts going to the moon, right? It'll always encode a trinity of astronauts, right? 3 astronauts going to the moon. Even the trajectory of the ship that you can see the space dust encodes a trinity, right? Because it's letting you know. So these 3 men were able to make a step, one small step for NASA, and then one giant step for mankind. I think is the statement. Their splashdown ship has the same kind of idea going on, where you have a pyramid and then 3 little balls on top. So you can see that all of these are encoding or retelling the story of the sky. Just 3 stars and a supermoon. And why would this be? Is because there's really no original stories. Everything that you're being told, even including history, is a copying off of what people have told as stories based off of the sky.
I agree with the story of the sky, which seems to include a supermoon and 3 stars. But we have to keep this in mind. The story of the sky is also the story of the land. Inverted mirror realm. If the truth is in the movies, then let's see what we can find. 3 stars and a cracked mirror. Bingo. The Netflix series Black Mirror could have possibly been telling us where humanity is heading to in the near future.
Yes. Okay, check this out. So this is Stephen King's It. Pennywise, when he opens his mouth, has what they call the dead lights. And So his mouth is a type of the firmament opening up, and we see into space, or into what I call the fractal verse, or the halls of heaven, or the cave system tunnels that go out and beyond. And then the three lights that are just beyond, or whatever they are. There's the same exact three lights are the dead lights inside of the mouth of Pennywise the clown.
The three lights again, that's another source of us looking in, right? We're looking in, so we're bringing that light inwards to them, right? We're projecting that light inwards. Now, that light, this right here, Jay, this triangle, this light, I'm gonna show you. And what do we have here? Three lights representing 3 stars. If that's the case, we need a supermoon. Bingo, ophthalmologist. Everything leads back to the eye, like I've been trying to say.
O is atom.
We gave them the same title, and many of the illustrations appear in both. As you can see, we found ourselves deep in the field of nuclear physics. Of course, we don't pretend to be scientists. We're storytellers. We're storytellers.
Okay, the wild Hitler, telling us they are storytellers. The story of the atom, aka the Taurus, they call Tomorrowland. A world of black and white and held by the hand of God. On the background we notice some components of the atom. A mountain or cone with on top a sphere. Yes, the concept of the mountain.
The mountain and the sphere is an old sacred kept secret of worshipping. It has connections to the mother goddess and also connections to the moon. If we're talking mother and moon, we have to include Kanye West and his mother, Donda. You can always count on Kanye West to show you something when you need it, right? The mountain and the sphere. Let's go.
Do you think I sacrificed a real life for all the fame, the flashing lights? Do you think I sacrificed a real life for all the fame and flashing lights?
He's speaking about sacrifice. That could be a connection to the moon worshipping. Maybe he's missing his mother.
Louis Vuitton to put on. There is no YSL that they could sell to take my mind out of this jail, of my heart out of this hell. There are no clothes that I could buy that could turn.
And there you have it, the mountain and the sphere. Thank you very much, Kanye.
There is no vacation spot I could fly that could bring back a piece of real life. Real life. I ask you tonight, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? I ask you tonight, what does it feel like to live a real life? I just wanna be a real boy. Pinocchio's story goes.
Submarines that cross or travel through a Fibonacci spiral.
Fibonacci spiral is a pattern which happens to be located in the creator's creation, from micro to macro, concentric rings spiraling out of control. The further you go back in time, the medieval era was depicting people living inside of snail shells as everyday homes. There is also a folklore connection with the snail and the moon. Okay, it's time for me to work my magic with a K. Let's connect the snail and the lens to the eye, which is also the moon. Let's start with the word lens, L-E-N-S. Please remember, is a inverted mirror realm, so you would have to reverse the word lens, which gives you Snell. Wow, Snell and lens, the lens law, Snell law.
In this video, we're going to learn about Snell's law. Snell's law is a mathematical relationship developed by the scientist named Wilbur Snell, and the relationship relates the angle of incidence to the angle of refraction. A ray of light will bend when it travels from one transparent medium into another transparent medium. Light travels fastest in a vacuum because nothing is in its way, and so it travels at 3 × 10⁸ meters per second. This is the fastest speed that light can travel. If light is traveling in air, it's going to be a little bit slower, in water, a little bit slower than that. So just to look at an example of this, if light travels from air into water, it's going to bend slightly because it's going to go from a place where it's moving fairly fast in air and it's going to go into somewhere where it's going to move a bit slower.
This Snell's law experiment seems to remind me of something we've seen before, right before our very own eyes, no pun intended, the lens. Not only that, sin seems to be a part of the formula to the Snell law. They say we are born into sin, and you have the moon god Sin. Sin is often depicted on a mountain with a moon. Could that be who Kanye West is representing as he performs on the world stage?
Submarines that cross or travel through a Fibonacci spiral.
All of us, in a way, are trying to grab the sublime. And I think there are very few you can count on the finger who can actually deliver that experience. And I feel that James is one of them.
What you always hear from people who have been to this space is they say, I cannot describe it. And then of course we try, and we always fail.
It brought me closer to feeling like I was within the galaxy, or actually being able to explore the sky.
The rolling crater doesn't put you in front of the sky.
A crater which puts you in front of the sky. Very fascinating. This is why I changed my perspective on flat Earth. I believe it's hollow Earth, concave.
Let me show you what the torus field, what the firmament dome is. Now this is called a ferrocell, and this will show you what the Earth is. Because now what we're looking at now is the firmament dome from a top-down view.
The firmament from a top-down view? How can you be so sure that you are looking at the firmament from a top-down view when all that is presented in front of us is concentric rings?
Okay, so let me explain. I'm still standing by that this is poetic and figurative. Not all scripture is poetic. But one of the beautiful things about a sphere is if you are above it, with a sphere, wherever you are above it, you are above a circle.
You looking at the dome from the top down right here.
You are above a circle.
You looking at the dome from the top down right here.
Well, I guess it's all about each one's perspective, because I do not see a dome, I see a concave system.
James, for the last 40-some years, has been sculpting the rim of the crater to create this experience of celestial vaulting, but he's also been creating and has envisioned 23 different spaces and chambers.
And if you look closely, you can see the hollow earth symbol again, the pyramid with the circle above.
A mountain or cone with on top a sphere.
The Enterprise ion trail leads right to this point.
It looks like some kind of doorway.
No, I bet you 2 bottles of scotch that they're inside the sphere. And that they went in right through that hatch.
No bet here. Question is how.
Atum created the first dry land, the mound.
Through my understandings and research, the mound seems to be the moon, the monde, diamond. Let's keep going.
Atum created the first dry land, the mound, and with his children, Shu and Tefnut, brought it into being. From the mound, Atum spoke the name of his soul bird, Bennu, the phoenix. Bennu landed on the first dry land and laid his egg.
A mountain or cone with on top a sphere,
which was the lotus bud of the dawn of creation. From the heart of the lotus were born the many forms of the sun god, the divine light.
All points of origin for everything that we know is the energetic event called light in which the universe was created. You take one of these volcanic craters, you bore a hole through it, you turn it into a telescope, you make the telescope a natural object, unpowered by lenses, and you then allow that object to then interact with the light of the universe around us.
I use the material light to affect or work the medium of perception. It has a lot to do with sensing light and sensing how it changes and works.
Don't believe in shooting stars, but she believe in shoes and cars.
And this is the big thing that happens with the work, is there's the light outside that he makes physical, but the end result is an awareness somehow of our light inside.
Every student of architecture absolutely must visit this space. This is not just art, it's also architecture, it's also sculpture, it's also a sublime experience. The experience is overpowering.
What I wanted is to have some access into the universe where it actually made us feel big, a part of it.
It's by one artist, but it's too big for that artist to build himself in this case.
Well, I'm sort of like those friends of yours that never finished their thesis. I'm still working on it, but I see the end game.
And one of the challenges has been to create a structure for patronage. And James Turrell and the project's been lucky that over the years, a few people have been here and said, oh my, this is not like anything else. We should support this.
I'm doing my Masters of Architecture. I'm in my second year of the course right now. I can say that we are very lucky to be a part of ASU and that we got this experience to go there.
The ASU Foundation partnership is really special for us ASU students to be able to have access to something like this where it doesn't just engage in architecture or interior design. It really engages in like acoustics and like geology and astronomy. It's really not one discipline where many people can learn from this, whatever you're studying.
People talk about what comes after life, all that sort of thing. Well, I'd like to see it now. I'm just making my own kind of slight heaven on earth.
In the rodent crater, you're surrounded by, you're engulfed into this space. And that's why I think it's a temple of light. The dormant volcano has been made active through art.
is not at all what Noah's Ark looked like. I'm gonna prove it, and I'm gonna show you because it's currently in the sky. Yes, it sounds crazy. I believe that this is definitive proof that we are in the season of the rapture. So I started taking Genesis word by word a few months ago, and I started to realize I feel like I can speak for us as a collective. We don't have the right picture of what the Ark would have truly looked like.
She's right. As a collective, they would never know the truth about the Ark. But as a self-taught researcher, I will show you the truth about the Ark, and it all leads back to the eye. Let's keep going.
It says that the Ark was sealed on the inside and the outside with pitch. So we all, including myself, had this idea that the Ark would be like a wood color, like a light brown. That's pitch. This is the correct material that the Ark would have been sealed with.
So the Ark would have been covered in the same substance as space itself, pitch black.
All you people are so scared of me. But it ain't me you gotta worry about now.
They seem to stick to darkness, so if we stick to daylight, we should be all right.
A total eclipse.
We're gonna lose everybody out here.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
It has a light portal / window. It's actually black and covered with an asphalt type material. But wait, there's more, of course, there always is. So in the Greek especially, there's like 10 plus words that they could have used for all different kinds of ships and things of that nature.
This Eve reading from Genesis. Do you have a message you'd like to share from space about Easter Sunday?
The beauty of creation, I think for me, one of the really important personal perspectives that I have up here is I can really see Earth as one thing. And, you know, when I read the Bible and I look at all of the amazing things that were done for us who were created, it's, you have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos.
So the Artemis astronaut Victor Glover says Earth is a spaceship. I wonder what he meant by that. Could he be referring to the shape of the lens, aka the UFO cult?
I have not processed what we just did, and I'm afraid to start even trying. Even bigger than my challenge trying to describe what we went through, the gratitude of seeing what we saw, doing what we did, and being with who I was with, it's too big to just be in one body.
People asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth, it was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe.
There goes that reference to the pitch blackness and the Earth again.
It was all the blackness around it.
The last one is that they projected. It was showing us how there was only going to be one government on the planet Earth. They'll be living on some sort of artificial island that's going to be floating in the middle of a dark, black, dirty sea.
Being some kind of ship, boat, hanging in the universe. I'll tell you what else hangs. The lens in the eye. Sounds similar to Job chapter 26 verse 7.
He stretches out the north over empty space, he hangs the earth on nothing. He stretches out the north over empty space, he hangs the earth on nothing. He stretches out the north over empty space, he hangs the earth on nothing.
It has a light window or a light portal. And what are the colors of God's throne? Say it with me, Revelation 4:3. Jasper, carnelian, and an emerald rainbow round about the throne. And keep in mind, throne can also accurately be translated to eye.
Thank you, K Podgy. I needed to hear this information about the throne being accurately translated to the eye. Now the moon and Noah's Ark, aka the lens, makes much more sense to me. Here, let's take a look. We have the moon in the center with the color grey or silver. Description: Argenteus, which is also a silver coin from the Roman era. Next we have albus. Albus is a Latin word meaning white, dull or pale, often symbolizing purity, light or innocence. I was doing some etymology and some research when I came across the word binos. Binos is the Latin term primarily meaning two at a time, two each, in pairs or a double, or as we would know, 2 by 2, just like Noah's Ark, the moon, 2 by 2. Wow.
And you heard that first here with Sanchez. Cause I'm a smooth motherfucker when it come to that etymology and them words, buddy.
Welcome back, it's London. I hope you all enjoyed yourself and my tribute to Kanye West. I want to thank everybody whose work I used to make this happen. We should get started on a part 2. Not now, but right now. Till next time, look after yourself. Love over war. Lay low. London. Love and choose your steps. Gotta make it right for you left. Gotta make it right before you. Everybody wanna feel like everything gon' be right. Do me over the old me. Let it out, let it all out. God, please set it all right. Make it right, let it feels right. Nothing else ever feels right. Nothing else ever feels right. You know you're alive and God's not finished. Know you're alive and God's not finished. I know you're alive, God's not finished. I know you're alive and God's not. The devil's alive and now he finished. Devil's a lie and now he finished. Devil's a lie and now he finished. We gonna be okay. 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 God's not finished. 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 No, we gon' be okay. We gonna be okay. We gonna be okay. We gonna be okay.